Welcome to Trail Tracker and this week's rapid review of the Focus Jam Squared. A question I think it's fair to say that I was probably expecting when it comes to testing e-bikes was, how well does it climb? When things start to get really steep, there is a tendency for that front wheel to climb a little bit. Whoa! Struggled to keep the front wheel down there. But all things told, it's a really capable climber, as you would expect from an EMTB with a Bosch CX Performance motor. So once we got to the top of the hill, time for some downhill. Now this bike was totally confidence inspiring right from the get-go. In fact, I don't think I've ever test ridden an e-bike before that I felt so at home on so quickly. It feels really nimble on the trail, which I guess is probably something to do with the really short chainstays it's got. All in all, bit of a weapon. What sort of components are you getting for your money? Bike comes fitted as standard with some Schwalbe Magic Mary tyres, exactly what you're looking for some serious trail riding, and they seem to handle all the conditions really well. This bike is definitely not under-tired. Bounce at the rear is taken care of by the Fox Float DPS shock. Ride at the rear is super plush, but I did actually manage to bottom it out quite a few occasions on my first ride. Oh yeah, off there too. Ooh. If I was looking to buy this bike, I think I'd want to have a look at how many tokens the shock's actually got in it. Up front, you've got a Fox 36 Rhythm fork. Now, I've ridden quite a lot of Fox 36s, but this was the first time I'd actually ridden the lower end Rhythm version. And I have to say, I'm pretty impressed. It handled everything I threw at it perfectly. Stopping and shifting are both expertly taken care of by Shimano, so you'll hear no complaints from me. Bike did have a couple of little features that I thought were particularly nice. Firstly, the stem looked like a great way of tidying up the cockpit and routing the cables nice and neatly. Another feature that I thought was really nice on this bike is the fact that it's got a flip chip in the rear dropout that would allow you to set it up as a mullet, giving you even more options. Now, when I announced this series, I asked you what your questions were, so let's take a look at a few of those. First question was from CKMTB, and he wanted to know how the bike handles little jumps. Good job he asked about little jumps, because there's not a lot of big jumps around this way. Anyway, the answer to your question is very well. The second question comes from Hans, and he wanted to know how the bike handles flow trails and technical terrain. Unfortunately, where I live, there's not a great deal of flow trails. As regards technical terrain, well, see for yourself. The bike's an absolute beast. Third question comes from Jos Mott, and he wanted to know how the bike handles my local trail, the Bochtel Trail. Well, you might have noticed that a lot of the footage for this video was actually filmed on the Bochtel, so I guess that answers that question. Robinson Dutois wanted to know what the bike would be like for occasional short commutes. Let's be honest, it's not what the bike's designed for, and those tyres that make it so wonderful off-road are definitely going to be a hindrance when commuting on-road. But if it's only an occasional commute, I don't see any reason why you couldn't use it for that as well. And the final question came from the subscriber whose name shall not be mentioned. Yes, you know who you are. And he wanted to know about sizing. Now, I size usually somewhere right on the border between large and extra large, but the test bike I had was a large. And if I'm perfectly honest, I don't think I would size up. Many thanks to Enway for loaning me the bikes that have made this series possible. Next time, I'll be taking a look at the high bike Full 99, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss that video, and also the final video in the series in which I'll be comparing all three bikes. In the meantime, thanks for coming along, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.